Guyana, a light-hearted story of cricket in the jungle, is entertaining, coming from the legendary Dave Martin. But when national leadership resorts to incoherent storytelling at the break of dawn to address a nation, we are not amused, we are at risk. Let's be clear. Risk is having an education system in crisis after being controlled by the same minister for more than a decade. English and mathematics pass rates are at an all-time low, and now science results at the common entrance level are spiraling downward. The future of our children are at risk, not to mention the countless school fires. We can never forget the innocent lives lost in the Madhya fire. Their lives were risked by barring them up like caged animals. The deplorable state of so many other schools in the face of oil resources. For example, bird infestation, bee nests, putting children and teachers at risk. Risk is being invited to ribbon-cutting ceremonies with grand fanfare for so-called state-of-the-art hospitals, only to find them poorly staffed, not properly equipped, and heavily reliant on foreign personnel. Risk is forcing hospital staff to distribute expired drugs and to work under conditions that are inhumane and not suitable for medical professionals. Risk is the brain drain of our teachers and nurses who are underpaid, having to endure abuse from senior officials while still having to perform their duties effectively. Risk is going to the market with uncertainty as to whether the little money you have will be enough for what you need to last the next week or two. Because what you used to get with $5,000 in the market a few years ago is impossible to purchase now. Risk is driving on concussion roads and living with substandard infrastructure, despite the billions of taxpayers' dollars being spent. Having to be politically aligned with the government to receive a government contract. That is risk. Risk is having a government that is poor at public management and giving contracts to incompetent contractors. Risk is our national athletes traveling with insufficient funds for meals and hotel accommodation not properly catered for. Risk is the national embarrassment that is faced due to our inadequate facilities that fail to meet international standards. Risk is watching corruption fester as contracts and opportunities are handed to friends, family, and favorites, while ordinary Guyanese are sidelined. Risk is battling poor drainage and sanitation in our communities. Overflowing trenches and stagnant water are not just eyesores, they cause deadly diseases like leptospirosis and are breeding grounds for mosquitoes causing dengue and countless deaths. That is risk. Risk is not having a strong national security strategy undermining our sovereignty, leaving Guyanese vulnerable to external threats. Risk is allowing rogue elements in the Guyana police force who undermine the course of justice. Risk is paying our cane cutters next to nothing and making promises only election time. Rest assured, under my administration, cane cutters will get more for their hard labor. Risk is having Chinese businesses in every nook and cranny of this country, flouting our zoning laws and forcing small shops out of business that have been around for generations. We cannot afford to treat these as isolated issues. Together, they paint a troubling picture of where we are and the risk we take if we continue on the same path. Under the current administration, the people of Guyana have been living under high risk, and persons are being victimized. Countless persons have been victimized. September dawns a new day. Guyanese will no longer have to settle for comical sunrise tales, but Guyanese could look forward to a president that addresses real issues. It's time to remove the risk. Don't risk your vote. Vote for a win. Vote win.